Hello, Solara here. I'm sorry that I haven't been posting here in a minute. If you are interested in more regular messages, I post more regularly on my main channel, and the link for that is in the description box below. It's Solara Speaks. Okay, I do have a message of encouragement. That's a quick message, so I decided to come and post it over here. And that is that what you are going through right now, it may feel like the pain of what you've been through before, but it's actually the pangs of expansion. I have a beautiful plant that I've had for about 2 years, and this plant has been with me through a lot of attacks and has been really resilient, and has, even through the times where I couldn't properly look after her, she still continued to, flourish. Not as beautifully as she could have, but still continued to flourish. And I finally just repotted her like a week ago because it was time, and it's been time, to be completely frank. And when I repotted her, I started getting all of these downloads about how this is kind of what's happening to us right now. And I've been very tender with her since I repotted her. I've been talking to her every day. I've been, watering her, misting her, giving her grounding crystals, because she is transitioning from being in a smaller container that she was in for 2 years into a container where she ultimately has more room to grow and to root and to expand and to bloom and to flourish. But that transitioning process can be such a shock to the system, right? So my guides were speaking to me about how that's what's happening to so many of us right now. And what we might be experiencing, it might be a little bit uncomfortable, but that's because we've been taken from out of the small pot and we've been placed in a larger one, and now we must become acclimated to the ability now to be able to actually spread our wings, where before we were so limited. So there's a lot of fear that comes up around expansion. As much as we say we want it, we want, divine union, we want more abundance. There's so much fear that comes with the receiving of that, based upon past experiences, and I want you to know that we have been being prepared through all of this to create a foundation that is able now to sustain what it is that's coming in towards us in terms of our own personal and collective expansion. So some of us need to lean into the process and stop trying to move away from it. Allow ourselves the room now to expand and grow. And another thing, I just posted it on my other page in my in the shorts. I posted a video because I was out and about yesterday, and I saw this Egyptian geese couple, and this couple just moved into this area. These two Egyptian geese just showed up about a year ago. I'd never seen them before, and I'm quite well acquainted with the ducks and the geese in my area. So when they arrived, I noticed that they were new, that they were different. And so this year, they actually just had babies. They have these beautiful, tiny little versions of themselves that are still, all fluffy and cute. But what I noticed about them, I'm bringing it up because what I noticed is that the other geese, the Canadian geese predominantly, and the other ducks have already had their ducklings. They've already had their goslings. They've already had their babies. They've been having them since like March and April. And now we're all the way at the end of May. I saw them yesterday, and they just gave birth. And I want you to know that everything has its season under the sun. And some of you guys are what they would classify as being late bloomers. And that's okay, because you blossom when it's your time to blossom. I often tell people you cannot compare a rose bush to an oak tree. They're both beautiful in their own right, that they both carry significance, in their existence, but they're not the same. A rose bush doesn't take much time to root and begin to blossom. An oak tree takes a longer amount of time, and it tends to stand the test of time. Some of you guys are late bloomers because you've been getting rooted for what it is that's coming forward for you now, especially and specifically in this new age. So be open to the expansion and the birthing energies that are coming in now, and don't resist, don't pull back. Beautiful, beautiful things are happening. And I know that there's a lot of, heavy energies, a lot of attacking energies, a lot of opportunities for activations, really is what they are. But in the midst of that, there's also such profound beauty. So grab a hold of that as much as you're able to. I'm sending you so much love. For all further information about who I am and how you can connect or work with me, you can check me out on my website, solara.info. That information is also in the description box below. Be blessed, guys.